13 on your side, breaking news now.
Evacuate now. That from emergency officials in Newaygo County to those who live and work in the floodplain on the Muskegon River below the CROTON Dam.
Now, this is important to note that there is no threat to the actual dam at this time. Good afternoon. I'm Elena Holland.
And I'm Juliette Dragus. Anyone who chooses to remain in the floodplain should know that public safety services will no longer be available until it is safe to respond. We do have team coverage from Newaygo County this afternoon. 13 on your side's Michael Martin and Michael Cho have spent the day in the area talking to residents and business owners. And Consumers Energy is also closely monitoring conditions around the CROTON Dam as those who live in the floodplain work to protect their homes and get out. 13 on your side's Michael Martin joins us now live near the CROTON Dam with the very latest. Michael.
Elena, Juliette, it was quite a spectacle for some. Everybody that we spoke to said they hadn't seen conditions like this near the CROTON Dam for decades, at least, if not 40 years. But for others who weren't part of this show, stopping by the dam to see what it looked like, they were dealing with a much darker reality. Now, this notice came out 9 a.m. this morning. Newaygo County sent out the alert, evacuate now. And they weren't mincing their words. Anyone along Muskegon River below CROTON Dam in those floodplains need to leave as soon as they could because of real flooding concerns. Now, we saw the water levels here rise throughout the day, inching up towards homes. With levels right now, we are in a precarious position, but much more rain and we could be looking at real widespread damage. And that is why families did what they could earlier today to try and save their homes.
Well, right now we're helping out a couple here. They're just south of the CROTON Dam, and we're helping them get their stuff higher up off the ground, getting what they need to out. We got a couple trucks and trailers here because you never know when you're going to need help. And honestly, doing the next right thing is the best thing you can do in life.
So, of course, a lot of conversation today about what's going to happen to the CROTON Dam. And as we mentioned at the top of the show, they don't believe that there's any issues with the dam itself, no concerns about the infrastructure failing or any issues there. It's the water levels they're watching. And the other big conversation was who exactly should be evacuating. And we've said it before, but it's anybody along the Muskegon River below CROTON Dam in those floodplains. Please check now and make a plan sooner rather than later. For now, though, live in Newaygo County, Michael Martin, 13 on your side.
People living and working below the CROTON Dam have been moving to higher ground all day.
13 on your side's Micah Cho joins us now live from the Twin Lake area where the river continues to rise. Micah.
Yeah, this is South Maple Island Road that we're off on right now, and this actually used to be a parking lot here. It is now, as of right now, it's part of the Muskegon River. This is the Maple Island grocery store. Obviously, you can see the entire building is underwater, along with some of these houses over here. Their foundation, you can see, is underwater as well. That's their riverbank over there where that red piece of wood is. It's about 145 yards from where we are to that sign over there. So that shows you just how powerful the water is, you know, coming up over its banks. Now, we're able to talk with some people who were evacuating today. We talked to the Thiels, who told us that they actually recently bought a kayak because back in 2018, their house on the other side of the road, on the other side of South Maple Island Road, so not over by the Muskegon River.
Just got to get organized. You know, it happened so fast. This happened in 2014, and when it did, we had a little more time. We had about 3-4 days. We got about 24 hours this time, and we're already 12 into it. You know, so it's just like we're going to see how this accumulates.
Yeah, again, a lot of people were evacuating around noon today. Traffic on South Maple Island Road has died down for now. In Twin Lake, I'm Micah Cho for 13.
Businesses and organizations in Newaygo County and the surrounding areas are opening up as emergency shelters for those who do have to evacuate. The Fremont Community Rec Center is open on East Maple Street. Inspire Church on Garden Street in Fremont is also open as an emergency shelter. The Country Inn in Holland is also offering rooms at a discounted rate for those who need a place to stay.
We're also keeping a close eye on the Hesperia Dam. This is a live look right now at the conditions there. Officials say the water level at the dam is remaining stable, at least for right now.
So we want to go to 13 on your side meteorologist Blake Hansen, who has the latest on the conditions across the area.
Yeah, as we push farther into this Thursday evening, we will dry out across much of West Michigan, and likely we'll have a couple quiet hours ahead of us through tonight and even into a fair chunk of tomorrow. But the current river status, this is for the Muskegon River. I know there's a lot of numbers on your screen here. The bottom line is that all of those pivot points along the Muskegon River from Everett, Croton Dam, Newaygo, Bridgeton, all under major flood status right now. And those river levels will continue to rise over the next 24 to 48 hours. For Everett and the Croton Dam, the crest is expected to peak tomorrow morning. For Newaygo and Bridgeton, this is expected to peak into Saturday morning. Having said that, while this is significant flooding, this probably won't match the flooding that occurred back in 1986. We've had a lot of questions on that. As for what's going on right now, some sunshine at the lakeshore, but for others, it's been a stormy afternoon. In fact, we had a severe thunderstorm warning for Kalamazoo County about 30 to 45 minutes ago. Those storms on the strong side, but not severe, pushing into Calhoun County. And we have a couple isolated cells to the north, one of which just to the north of Grand Rapids, Comstock Park, Belmont, into Sparta, and a few additional showers, even rumbles of thunder near and north of Newaygo. This will all get out of here by the end of this evening. Temperatures ranging from the 50s and 60s. And you can see, well, our map's not really popping up there, but we will be falling into the 50s as the night goes on. So we dry out this evening. Patchy dense fog will likely occur in places that clear out the cloud coverage. Now, we will have a warm day tomorrow. We're back into the 70s. However, that's going to be the last of the warmth for the time being because we have a cold front coming through Friday night. Yes, another round of rain and storms before colder air comes in for the weekend. We'll have that all for you coming up in your full forecast a few minutes from now.
Blake, thank you. Also in Newaygo County today, a massive sinkhole swallowed a car overnight near Fremont. Now, this was first reported around 4 this morning, but officials say it likely formed earlier. The hole opened along South Parsons Avenue near West North Drive, and photos show a vehicle nose down in the hole with water rushing beneath it. There you can see it on your screen. That was before crews were able to pull it out. The driver, though, we're told, was not hurt. The road is still closed as crews work to repair the damage. Now, this is the latest in a string of sinkholes and road washouts across West Michigan as the flooding continues, with some rivers expected to reach near historic levels by the weekend.
Parts of Kent County are also under a flood warning, including the Grand River near Comstock Park and the Rogue River below Rockford. As you can see, the water is moving very quickly, but at this time there are no concerns about the dam or evacuations. Public safety officials tell us there are 3 warning sirens in the city to alert residents of an immediate need for action while outside. And in Lowell, the Grand River is expected to crest at 16.4 feet by early next week. Flood stage is 15 feet. City leaders posted on Facebook that Jackson Street, south of Main Street and north of the bridge over the Grand River, is expected to become impassable by Saturday. Anyone going around barricades will get a ticket from police.
And of course, we'll continue to cover the rising waters throughout our newscast today and throughout the weekend. Be sure to stay with 13 on Your Side both on air and online for the latest information. And make sure you have the 13 on Your Side app with push alerts turned on.